I don't think I'll be exaggerating when I say that Indiana Jones is one of my favourite movie characters of all time. When he wasn't touring the world and punching people in the face or taking low-budget flights to and from China, he works as an archaeology professor in America, where his female students tattoo their eyelids in appreciation of his manliness. But even you have to agree that a world-famous archaeologist needs a break from the mundane from time to time. Punching soldiers can only take you so far, you know. Michael J. Hanson took it upon himself to create a little diversion for our lovable, hat-wearing archaeologist, and made it a little something more along the lines of a certain Bruce Lee game. Well, at least in the
"I don't think I've ever seen this much crazy in any of his movies"
sense. Perhaps quite fittingly, the game seems to sport a variety of game modes. For example, where Indy runs around cliffsides, touching birds with his cane, turning them into butterflies and whatnot. If he's not doing that, he's shuffling numbers around in an attempt not to be crushed by the descending ceiling or the balls that are going bounce crazy inside the gradually tightening room. Or running around a snow-covered area, jamming numbers down into blocks of ice, trying to find the right combination before the deadly black snowflakes do him in. The graphics are very primitive, even for its time. It features a bizarre mix of custom graphics and the Commodore's own ASCII signs, and is even more compounded by the fact that Indy himself is represented by a monochrome white sprite, who stomps around like he owns the place, and those goddamn kids downstairs better turn down that racket, or he's gonna go down there and tell them what for. It's oddly charming though. You get a pretty decent rendition of the Indiana Jones theme at the opening plot dump. It's fairly quiet too, which will make the sound effects stand out even more by just being jarringly loud. Even at the Select Your World opening screen, you'll hear Indy stomp his feet, as if he had rented his boots and planned on getting the most mileage out of them before having to return them. But even that's just minor quibbles when you compare it to some of the other effects, particularly the ones on the very first stage. There you'll go up against some birds, eagles or crows or something similarly ominous, and you better brace yourself. They will screech in a way that sounds like the infernal matrimony between screeching eagles and demonic chants. Indy's controls are responsive and generally easy to figure out, which is more that can be said about some of the stages. If possible, I'd rather have to hold the button to use Indy's cane instead of having to click to change stances with it. The same goes for some of the number crunching stages. A button press should have been enough. You can't carry several numbers at once, so having to push or pull on the stick, depending on what you need to do, just makes the game a little clunkier than necessary. And that's not something you want when 6 balls are bouncing around, trying to out-pong each other on your spine. Because make no mistake about it, Indiana Jones and the Lost Kingdom isn't here to impress you. You're here to impress Indiana Jones and the Lost Kingdom. The start of each stage might lull you into thinking,
"It'll be a breeze."
But rest assured, the game wastes no time in showing you how wrong you are. If there are enemies, they will continuously pop up. The balls might move only one at a time at first, but soon all 6 will be bouncing merrily around, and the room is now only half the size it was half a minute ago. I didn't stick around long on the snowflake stage, but I wouldn't put it past the game to upgrade it to a blizzard eventually. The kind that would make even the hardiest node from Skyrim decide to spend his evening in front of the fireplace instead. A bit unfair too, maybe, in that deaths can seem a bit arbitrary at times. The game isn't going to tell you that the clouds at the top of the first stage will crush you if you ride the elevator line all the way to the top. You're just going to have to find that out all on your own. Also, some stages has Indy slowly sinking into the area, which won't necessarily kill him, but moving around inside of it might. Well, maybe kill isn't the correct term. The deaths in the game merely consist of Indy falling down to the bottom of the screen, then on his arse, after which he gets up and runs right off the screen, which results in the loss of one of his lives. Annoyances aside, Indiana Jones is a curious little game. Tough, yes, but at least that'll make the 6 rooms last a little longer. Of course, there's also the fact that you have to find out how to solve each room, which may or may not be more cryptic than the human mind can take. It's not a terrible game, really. It's kind of simple and, well, archaic, but the goofy presentation makes up for that. The sometimes infuriating difficulty hides a just one more go quality that, coupled with the ability to select your starting stage on each new game, makes it a little bit easier to forgive its flaws. Thanks for watching, guys. Please hit the like button if you are enjoying the Commodore nostalgia, and let me know what you thought of this game in the comments section. There's a few more Indiana Jones games that came out for the Commodore, and I'll be covering those on the channel, so be sure to check those out too. Also, please do consider subscribing to the channel to ensure that you're kept up to date with all future videos. There's plenty more currently on the playlists and much more to come, so hopefully I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, a massive thank you once again. Bye for now.